good evening, and hello to all my good nerdy people. It is your Normie Sensei Master Cunch here with Normies and Nerds. So let's go ahead and get out to the dojo. Once again, I am your Normie Sensei Master Cunch here with Normies and Nerds, and look, we got a fire one tonight. Here talking about Loki, episode 4. What could we be getting? What are our expectations? Episode 5. A preview of episode 5. Expectations, what we could be getting. And also, we got some She-Hulk news. Look, She-Hulk news is heating up. The theories are heating up right now as we're getting ready to find out more about She-Hulk. Hopefully, we get a release date for that soon. But it's coming later this year, and I got a cool theory based off of some of the recent news that's come out about a certain crew that is going to be in that series. But once again, I am your Normie Sensei Master Cunch here with Normies and Nerds. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 250 subs. So help us out, share it out, and let's grow this channel together. Now, before we go right into this Loki news, just want to go ahead and say what's up to some of the nerdy faithfuls that we got coming up in here. We got Mike Porter, we got Josh Cardillo, we got Hot Holocron Scotty, Felicity, Daniel Fisher, B. Grissom, Mike Porter, Geeky Gambit, oh man, Daniel Fisher, Justin Simone. What's going on? Eric Shaw, how's it going? B. Grissom, how are y'all doing tonight? Look, I'm excited. We missed Saturday night stream. You know, it's festivities took place, should I say the least. Some festivities went down for this weekend. So, you know, it's fresh to come off of this long holiday weekend and to get into some Loki talk. So, without further ado, let's get it pumping, right? Shall we get it popping? Shall we get these theories popping here? So first things first, I want to hear from you all. What do you all think about episode 5? I want to know your hype level. I want to know where you guys are at about episode 5 right now. What you guys are thinking, scale of 1 to 10. What do you think this episode would be like? What do you think we may see? I want to know exactly what you all are expecting with episode 5. Because for me, I am a little torn because this could go one or two other ways, but I'm gonna go with my gut and say that this episode could be a 8, maybe even an 8.5. Okay, there are ways. Believe me, there are ways that this episode could become a 10, could become 11. There are definitely ways for that to happen. But right now, I'm just gonna stick with an 8 and 8.5 for me right now. Okay. Now look, here's the thing. Oh, I see a number coming in there. Mike Porter, of course, with the number 10, with the 10. And what's going on at Marvel Maniac? Mike Porter, of course, with giving it the 10. Mr. Sir Glass half full himself. What is going on, bro? So yeah, where I'm at with this is we got a lot of explaining to do coming into episode 5. Especially with these last 2 episodes left. Look, we still don't know Jack Diddley squat about the TVA. We have to figure out now, like, what's going on with all of these Lokis and how you have all these Loki variants alive, right? We still have to find out about Miss Minutes. Also, now we got to figure out, because we know Mobius somehow is going to come back in the show in some form or fashion. We have to figure out what in the hell is going on with my man Mobius, right? So a lot of things that you have to get down to, and you have to, a lot of meat and potatoes, as I like to say. You got a lot in meat and potatoes that you have to eat coming up this episode to set up that season finale for episode 6, right? Because while we could be getting into episode 6 with getting some information from that, I think in episode 5 we are going to figure out what mostly is going on with the TVA. Now again, this episode is going to obviously tee up the season finale, right? So we've seen this in the past series. Like, we saw this in WandaVision, the episode, I believe it was episode 8. Episode 8 was a history lesson of Wanda's life, the trauma that she went through, and we got some answers about what Agatha was doing in that episode as well. So that set up and led right into episode 9, the season finale there. Even with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5 of that, or what was it, episode 5, episode 7 of that, I believe. whichever one of those. I forgot. I'm blanking on how many episodes from Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now. But the one before the finale, he went back to Louisiana. I believe it was episode 5. He went back to Louisiana. You know, he got that speech from his sister. Things were being set up for that episode to take place in episode 6. I think that's what we're going to be getting a lot of here, and that's what we're set up for. Now, again, I think that we will get about maybe 80 to 90% of the TVA will maybe be explained to us here. I don't think Renslayer will open it all up. I don't think she'll give away every single piece of the story, but she maybe will give away enough to Sylvie to make her think that, okay, I got some answers here. Now let me make my next move. So she I think is going to try to keep at least one card in the back in her like back pocket, like maybe one big big joker. She would keep one big joker in her back pocket there. And for my folks who don't know the spades, how the spade news goes, that's what I'm talking about. And also too, I got some leftover. If you see me sipping on a little bit of something here, I got something left over from the holiday weekend. And I'm off today, so I am just chilling, sipping and chilling with you guys in the dojo. The drinks are allowed in the dojo from time to time, right? Look, let me get back on topic here. So like I said, I think that we could get that, but also with her explaining what's going on with the TVA, I think we'll also get a lot about what's going on with Renslayer's life, how she ended up in the TVA, how she ended up to the position that she's in, and that's going to explain how the TVA is in the state that they are in right now. So I think we'll get some explanation from her about the TVA pre-Renslayer, and then we'll get some information from her about what's happened since she's come in and has worked her way up from being an agent. This is so slept on. She was an agent all the way up to a judge. It doesn't seem like these folks really like have that much personality or what have you to try to work their way up, or they have the capability to work their way up to get a name and to be a judge. The only people that have names are people that aren't agents. So maybe Mobius would be somebody that I can see work his way up and become a judge. But it's just not much out there that we've seen from the Hunters that makes us think that they can naturally work their way up to become a judge, right? So I'll get back, because you know what I'm going to lead to when I'm talking about Renslayer. We're going to be talking about that man, the Kang man himself, Kang. We're going to be talking about him. So I want to get back to that part of my expectations in this episode. But first I want to talk about, we have to pick up on the other end, on the post-credit scene, with all of the Lokis. Okay, like, that has to be explained in this episode. I don't think you go an episode without that answer being coming around full circle and getting that explained right. So we have to talk about the Loki in the episode. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that we will knock out every piece of Loki that we have seen as far as in the trailer footage. So when I say every piece, there is one scene when Loki is like about to walk through this door that looks like it's like really cryptic and looks like it's cracked. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. Looks like it's cryptic. Looks like it's a little bit cracked, right? So we do have that footage where he's about to walk through there. I don't think we're going to get that footage in this trailer. I think that's a season finale footage piece right there. And also there's a piece where he's holding like a dagger that kind of catches on fire. I think that's a season finale piece. But where I think we're heading to is that we could get to see Loki as President Loki. And we could get to see Loki as Old Man Loki on Asgard. Now, there is a scene in the trailers where Loki is on Asgard and is a ruler. He looks like a noble king. He is a ruler there. My theory is that is Richard E. Grant's Loki. I think Richard E. Grant's Loki could have been one of the first Lokis to be taken in and put away into that little time, whatever plane they're in. I'm starting to get an idea that I'm thinking it is like a plane where maybe variants go, or it could be a plane where they found out like it's like you keep them in a cell, similar to what Loki was put in when he was put in that time jail, right? Loki was put in that time jail. No type of Nexus events were happening there. Anything could have happened there, but it's basically a time loop. But we could be seeing a similar situation to where they're in, like, they get pruned and they get put into a pocket to where Nothing is expanding. They get put into a pocket where there's no way that you can make a Nexus event. So all hell can break loose on that plane, or on that plane that they're in. Now the tricky thing is everybody that gets pruned goes there, and I do not think that it's so, because if that's the case, you would have, in my mind, a bunch of people who get pruned that are more powerful than Loki. I would imagine a Thanos has been pruned. I would imagine a Tony Stark has been pruned. A Thor has been pruned. More people should have been pruned, because especially if you get into the future after time travel is made, like, you know, time travel is really broken down to where people can go back and affect the past and create variant events, and that makes it easier for variants to veer off. So regardless, like, I definitely think that, you know, there would be like a Tony Stark, what have you, that would be pruned. So there are more powerful people that would be there if that was the case. But you have to wonder, because I do think that we are going to get to see that President Loki, and there are people in that mob. There are people in that mob who are not Lokis, to our knowledge. So we have to determine that, right? Like, what is going on with the pruning? So where I'm getting at here with this is that I think that one, we'll get to see Richard E. Grant in that scene there when the noble Lokis, when you got the noble King Loki, and then maybe like a second or two after that scene, we see him being captured and pruned by the TVA. And we also could maybe see the other three in like a quick backstory there. Now look, this thing with the Richard E. Grant, I think he very much could be a King Loki and have that type of thing going on, and that could be something that's shown in the opening credits, similar to what they did with Sylvie. Sylvie seemed to have Sylvie would seem to be like wanting to be good. She was playing a game where she was saving Asgard. She seemed to be wanting to be a good person, a good Loki, and that's something that would have disrupted the timeline with starting Nexus event. So that's when they came and captured her. Same thing with a noble King Loki. If you have a noble King Loki, that really throws things out of whack. They might throw out Thor's story and make Thor's story not so good. You know what I mean? Because Thor's story could be so fickle. You know, like, it could be so fragile, and that Loki could really throw a wrench in Thor's story. That a King Loki that is actually noble would definitely cause a Nexus event, and could be the first ones that put King Loki on, put the TVA on Loki's radar. He could be like their first variant. Because here's the thing, he's old, so I think that he has lived in this plane the longest. Like, it's not like they were created. I think all of these Loki variants are born and end up growing to a certain point. If they're not, well, the kid Loki could be a kid version of our actual Loki, but he doesn't even look like the Loki that we saw in the first Avengers, right? I mean, not in the first Avengers, the first Thor. It was either the first Thor or the second Thor when we got that look of Loki when he was a kid. It's not that same Loki. So, I had to keep that in mind. But yeah, I think we'll get an answer there. And that we'll find out that, you know, they've all been living there since they've been pruned, and they've been working to get a plan to get back to the TVA. And now that they have this Loki in there, you know, that plan is going to continue, and maybe this Loki will continue to show that he is a superior Loki and find a way to get back to the TVA. Could find a way to do that. So that's where I'm thinking we're heading here. Now, when it comes to the TVA, I want to get back to this theory. We see Renslayer and we see Sylvie at the end of episode 4. Where they are right there is they are in the TVA timekeeper chamber, and they have pretty much said, you know what, you better spill all the beans right now. So I think that at the same time where we're getting this Loki stuff, I pray to God that we'll be getting flashbacks from Ravonna, okay? So here's the thing. In some form or fashion this series, Kang has to show up. In some form or fashion. He does not even have to be Kang yet. I hope you guys see where I'm going. Kang does not even have to be Kang yet. So in some form or fashion, I want to see this thing move forward. And let's get to see some Kang. And the best way for me to do that is through flashbacks. Here's the thing. I think that we can see, and this would make the episode again for me this is one of those things where we could possibly see the episode become a 9. We could possibly see this episode become a 10. It's the explanation behind the TVA. Again, I don't want all of the answers around the TVA right now, you know? Like, I don't want them to spill out 100% of the TVA. Because, again, I think it would be cool if they left one last surprise about the TVA. And not that the TVA is in the quantum realm. I want them to leave one last surprise about the TVA for Loki and the squad of Lokis that I think are going to show up at the end of episode 6 all together. Like, I want to have one last surprise for them. I want things to go down that way. So, I think we get, like, most of it spelled out for female Loki and Sylvie. And that we'll get an understanding of what Miss Menace is. That we'll get an understanding of how those TVA timekeepers became robots and were there. So, if you want to take a trip down Speculation Town with me, and we can go to the speculation section of the dojo here today, we could talk about what we could see in these Renslayer flashbacks, right? So again, there's I spoiler warning for folks out there, like honestly spoiler warning, but you know, it's corroborating the theory that's the theory that we've been having here. I said the theory. It's been corroborating the theory that we've had around here. That Kang is for sure Kang or bust right now. That Kang is coming in. That's the going theory that we've been going on here since about 4 weeks, 5-6 weeks before Loki aired. And what I'm getting to is that some form of fashion we have to see Kang, and it does not have to be even Kang in a helmet in episode 5. It doesn't have to be the Immortus Kang in episode 5. Maybe we could see Nathaniel Richards. Maybe we could see Nathaniel Richards in episode 5 as part of a flashback with Renslayer. Put a fist in the chat if you like that idea. Put a fist in the chat if you like that idea. Because Renslayer, like, they played with Renslayer too much. One, we know that Kang is cast. Like, we have a Kang coming in Ant-Man Quantumania. And then you put his girlfriend in Loki in something that involves time in the TVA. There's no way that you can get through this and not put Kang in these series, because Kang is too important to comics. Kang is too important to the TVA storyline, and you have his damn girlfriend in the series, and we know he's coming. So what we could see is that we could even go back, because I think that Renslayer has all of her memories restored into her head, so she knows her past life that she had before coming into the TVA. And I think she's okay. So look, most people want to go back to that life. Most people would not want to live and continue to live their life in the TVA, unless they had a piece with them, or unless they were working to get that piece back. Stick with me here. This is like the human side of where I'm really trying to build these theories, right? Because C20, or B15, for example, she was bothered whenever she got enlightened. She said, I looked happy. She looked bothered. She was never the same. It was down with the TVA. That's how you would react if you found out you were kidnapped and you found out that your loves, that the people you loved, that the people were around you were gone, and the life that you once knew was gone. That's how you would react. The way that Renslayer is acting, unless she was just at the worst life as ever, the human side of this is that the way that she is reacting is that her love, the person that she thinks about at night, the person that she dreams about, is some way alive or with her, right? So I'm thinking here that we could get some flashbacks of Nathaniel Richards. Now, whether Nathaniel Richards is a love that she had before she got kidnapped by the TVA, or whether Nathaniel Richards is a love that she had got that developed when maybe he was captured by the TVA and he awoke in her mind and they fell in love and tried to do this thing together. That is a very much good possibility there. So that's where my head is at, is that we could see Kang in this episode as Nathaniel Richards or get that thing planted. You know what I mean? Like we could get a little seed of Nathaniel Richards in some flashbacks. She could even talk about her love, because there's no way to me that she can even talk about this whole TVA stuff without talking about even a relationship with Kang, somebody that's most important. So I'm thinking that could even be referred to with Kang here. So that's where my head is at. And if we get, depending on how much we get there, if she says Kang's name, if she makes a reference to her love being Nathaniel Richards, being Kang, then this episode gets like a 9 for me. Now, if we see Nathaniel Richards, if we see him pop up, come on now, this gives it a 10. And like I said, he doesn't even have to have on the helmet. But if you give me Jonathan Majors, even in some street clothes, in a flashback, man, come on, that's a 10. Showing you right there's a 10. Let me chill before I get a little copyright and I gotta mute that part. That happened before because the vocals be so good, they think it's a real song, so they copyright me for saying that. But yeah, that's where I think we could go, and that could really elevate the episode. Again, if we just get a mention, or if we get to see Kang in the flashback, see Jonathan Majors in the flashback, that could really booster this episode and take it there. Because look, I've said this before, I think Loki is not holding anything back. If there's something they want to show us, if there's somewhere they want to take us, I think they're doing it. Because everything is done, I think, intentionally here. Like, they've done everything intentionally, like, from how clowny and how clunky those TVA timekeepers look. That was intentional. I think everything is intentional, and that's where my head is as far as saying that they got Renslayer in there for a reason. And we could be seeing her flashing back to her love scene with her husband, with the love of her life, Nathaniel Richards. And that'd be a 10. Now, a couple of the other things I wanted to knock out here, and this could be like kind of going into episode 6. I mentioned a couple of shots, and we've seen quite a few things out there on the internet where you see Mobius. Mobius is driving. It was like in the trailer scene. Mobius is driving out there in Egypt towards the Sphinx, and Mobius does not have a beard. He looks pretty creepy, if you ask me. Mobius looks pretty creepy without that beard and making the face that he was making. Like, it kind of even looked like Henry Cavill when he that's how they made it kind of look like what the Henry Cavill looks when the beard. I mean, not with the beard, when the mustache is not on there. Sorry, I mean with somebody who has a goatee, differentiate between the beard and the mustache all the time in conversation ain't really something I really focused on throughout my day. So with Mobius with Mobius without a mustache, driving there, I think that there's a clear shot that that's going to be in episode 6. And that looks like something that's happening in episode 6, that Mobius is going into charging and finding something out, and I'm hyped for that. Like, I think that's something that we'll be getting in episode 6. And it looks like Loki in episode 6 when he has that dagger that catches on fire, that could be there as well. And then there's also this picture of Loki about to go into a cryptic chamber that looks like a real place where timekeepers would be. And I think that's a real place where Kang could be. That's where I think we could be seeing Kang in episode 6 as well. Or if he opens that door and it's missed minutes. Yeah, if it's missed minutes and we open the door, your boy is going to be... I'm going to have to find a way to live with it, right? Like, again, but this is different than the boner because you set yourself up. I feel like I set myself up a bit with the boner stuff because I was reading so hard into it. With the Kang stuff, it's pretty much they're writing it even more so on the wall. I say that now, but they really did write it on the wall, right? That Mephisto was in there. They're dropping references and hints and characters that Mephisto was in there. So I could be setting myself up. But yeah, I think those things are coming in episode 6, and that could be like the battleground scene. Is in that desert. I think is where things could go down. I was torn though because my previous theories say that Kang is going to be a post-credit scene, and if we're heading where I'm leaning to now with the Sphinx, and that we can see Kang pop up in the post-credit scene, Maybe Kang's been there all along as Miss Minutes. Maybe Miss Minutes is a Kang entity that Kang has used to run the TVA while he is there in that Sphinx. But I think Mobius pinpoints the location of that Sphinx to really get down to what's going on with the TVA to try to get his life. He pinpoints down that location of that Sphinx. Also, as well, Loki's found that location as well. And all hands on deck. I think they bring in the TVA agents. I think that I think there's going to be some massive fights going on with TVA agents. That'll be on grand scale. I think another thing on grand scale would be fights with Ravana. But we need, for this to really have weight, right? Like, it's not Loki's going against Loki's. Something has to have weight. So my theory that I'm leaning to now is that a Kang would be cool. Like, we have to have someone to fight. A huge fight scene going down. And here's the thing. These Lokis could lose. If these Lokis lose, they can set up Quantumania. Even better. If these Lokis lose and Kang is able to do what he really wants to do and make his presence known, and that's what alerts him to come into Quantumania, that could be even better if Loki loses, right? So just a lot of ideas, theories, and speculation of what could go down. That's like my outdoor speculation on episode 6 is like, damn, wouldn't it be crazy is if when all of this stuff comes to a head, they go fight there where the Sphinx is and come across Kang. So like they had to fight through TVA agents, like Renslayer rallies the TVA agent somehow, and they go fight through the TVA agents to get into the vault where Kang could be. And yeah, the crazy ass fight has to go down there. Or the Lokis could lose. That could be a way to establish how strong Kang is and to make him a villain. It's to show all of the Lokis getting killed and losing. And he's like, see, you all do not have a glorious purpose. Whatever. Or he's like, you do have a glorious purpose, and this to make me Kang the Conqueror. Like some type of shit like that. Or even if he says it makes me a mortis. Like whatever you want to tie that up with, like I think that could be dope. But let's be real. Would we really get that? I don't know. That's too much. That's too perfect, right? That's too much fan speculation. But again, look, episode right now, I'm going to give it an 8. Okay, going to give it an 8. So before we get to our second half of the chat, let me go over a couple show notes. The second half of the stream, let me go into some show notes and shout a couple of comments out here. Again, this week's schedule is going to be a little different. The shows are going to go on a bit later this week. The Loki show that we do on Wednesday nights is going to come on around 11 o'clock. I have a different schedule. So that's going to be coming on around 11. Now, here's the thing. I could do, if you guys are with it, put a fist in the chat if you guys would be with this. Okay, so like I'm teaching class from 9 to 12. I get home around 12:30. I go into work at 2:30. I'm interested in squeezing in a stream at around 1 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm interested in getting some screen time on 1 o'clock on Wednesday talking about Loki, to get that out of, like, to get that reaction out there. And then on Wednesday night, I'm thinking about going into the training grounds to talk about Loki, because Thursday I like to go see Falcon. I like to go see Black Widow, and it's not really looking like I'd be able to stream at 11 o'clock on Thursday and then go see Black Widow. So that's where I'm at there. And if that's the case, if I go see Black Widow, I could stream Friday night, but then I do have family coming in on Friday. So that means the next stream would be on Saturday. Well, I don't know. I think I kind of have to do a stream. Let me know in the chat. I think I kind of have to do a stream on Friday, right? With Black Widow coming out. I think I have to do a stream on Friday. So we'll keep that up in the air about Friday and what we want to do there. But yeah, that's just how it's going on. I'm thinking about just doing a Wednesday stream at 1 o'clock, and then an 11 o'clock stream on Wednesday, really going in depth on Loki, and then doing a stream on Friday talking about Black Widow. So that's where my head is at right now. I hope that a lot of you guys will have the opportunity to see Black Widow before Friday, because I would love to see you guys in here. But really, all that said, just all that meaning, just hit the notification bell so you know when we're streaming again. So you know when the dojo's open. Just hit that notification bell. I promise I won't bug you. I don't have the community tab yet. So just hit that notification bell so you know when we're streaming. And you know what? I've also realized too, when you guys are looking at it on the phone, I am definitely leaning on the wrong side of the camera. It's like when you're looking at it from the side, I am leaning I'm leaning where those comments are. Right? So that's where I'm at on Thursday. Look, this Friday night stream come through. Wednesday night stream come through. Hit the notification bell. Also, still on the grind to 250 subs. We hit a big mark. We hit 150 between the last video that we did and today, which was huge. The last video did really well, and this it gained some subscribers, if you know what I mean. I think people are really excited to see Kang because Kang is all but confirmed, right? So I think that video did really well, and hopefully we keep this momentum going, man. We keep this momentum going, keep the channel going. I'm going to continue to grow. We're going to get some new logos popping up in here. Working on getting some transitions made for the channel as well. So yeah, we're growing, bro. We are growing. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get into these comments, and then we will get right into the She-Hulk news and my crazy She-Hulk theory that I think could be setting up something great for the Hulk to get some redemption here. So before we get into these crazy ass comments, let me just take a spin. Oh man, I don't drink beer often. I really don't drink beer at all, really, in a while. So it tastes good as hell right now. Alrighty, so let me get into some stuff here. And shout out to Scotty for killing the karaoke in the Nerds Discord. He killed his bars. His bars were fire. That karaoke is a fun time. Look, I'm a karaoke fiend as far as like when I had my friends out in Norfolk. It was like a time when I had like 4 great friends that I have great relationships with now that we made, that I made while I was working in Norfolk. And we would go out to karaoke like every Friday night. And it wasn't like a big karaoke scene. And like the karaoke people there were cool, so they would let us come up there and do songs together. Like we would bring in the people from our news stations, like a group of people would come, and we would just make that our own party. So we would definitely go in there and do karaoke, sometimes back to back, and put on a performance. And like that's where my karaoke energy comes from. And I love how fun it is to be in karaoke with some of you guys over there on the Den of Nerds Discord. It's a fun time. All right, so let's see it. All right, I'm scrolling down, trying to get to some meat and potatoes. All righty, here. Daniel Fisher says he's hoping for a 9.5, mentally preparing for 8.5. I already talked about Mike giving a 10. That's of course. Geek Gambit says he's thinking 8.5 to a 9. Mike Porter says this is going to be a great week. Loki episode 5, Black Widow. That is facts. Carl Wickstrom says, lower those expectations, people. I'm with you, Carl. I'm very look, as part of this job is entertaining. Part of this job is making sure, you guys know, like I try to entertain, make things hype. So I do get hype on this stuff, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, as a realistic viewer, I know that everything could be a letdown. So you got to be prepared, and you got to be ready to lower some of those expectations sometimes, right? Yeah, see. Justice Simone says, I feel like there just isn't enough time to wrap all of this up. But see, Justin, that's how I felt about WandaVision. I felt like there was so much that it was like, yo, how are they even going to get to this? How are they even going to handle all of this stuff? Who is going to come fight who? Like, all of that. And like, they kind of dropped the ball for some folks in that season finale. I still thought on the surface level that season finale was pretty good on what we got, but it could have been a lot better. I think that's the issue there. It was good to me. It could have been a lot better. So we could be heading down the same alley here. Mike Porter says, Felicity, I did hate that Zola movie about strippers turned prostitutes. That was nasty in a dumpster, in a fire dumpster. But anything MCU for me is go. Yo, can you imagine Mike Porter going to go? Mike, do you go see every movie, bro? You went to go see Zola? I could never have thought that you would go see Zola, bro. I am weak. I am weak, Mike Porter. Yo, I am literally, I'm dead ass weak, bro. Oh my god. Felicity asks Justin, I'm with you on that. So much meat was on that bone in episode 4. So much. Like, you gotta speed through this. That's why I think like they gotta spend a lot of time explaining episode 4. Explaining in episode 5, right? Loki Wednesday morning, free screening of Black Widow Wednesday night. Eric Shaw, I hear you, bro. That is dope, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Felicity says Mike Porter. That doesn't even seem like your type of movie. I can imagine, like, Mike, who's in the movies with you? Like, Mike going to go see Zola. Like, that's not even my type of movie for real. Like, yo, that's wild. That's a black Twitter movie. To keep it 100. Geeky Gambit says, I don't think we will see any of Sylvie and Renslayer this episode. I think whenever Loki gets back to them, it would be as if it only happened a second. And I think past, and I think all the TVA backstory. I think so too, and that's one thing. Like, that's one thing I did leave out, is that I don't think that they will go anywhere. I think Loki would take strides to get back to the TVA, but when it comes to Renslayer and Sylvie and what they're doing, I don't think they will go anywhere at all. I think they'll be right. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. I think they'll be right there in the same spot. Oh, but you think all the TVA backstory would be coming from the variants? I don't know. I think the variants would have to be going through their own thing to get out. Like, I don't think the variants will understand everything about the TVA like Renslayer would. The Streamlabs lag. Oh, damn, that sucks. I didn't have anything. You should have Streamlabs. Streamlabs usually lets me know when something pops up. So I ain't sure. Mike Porter, you and the wife wanted to go see it. I got it. It wasn't your cup of tea. Yeah, I could have told you that before you went to go see it. You should have asked me. Kyle Wickstrom says Nexus beings. I definitely think so, Carl. I definitely think they're all Nexus beings. And maybe that's a place where Nexus beings go after they get pruned. But I think they're definitely all Nexus beings. The Lokis are. Jason Strope, how's it going, my man? Nice seeing you in here, brother. I think it's the battle world from the first multiverse war that they talked about in episode 1, says Geeky Gambit. I hear you, bro. I like that. I like that a lot. They could be teasing battle world, so that would be so off. Yeah, bro. I think they were teasing battle. Like, I think they were teasing first. They were teasing the multiverse of madness, like the multiverse secret wars. I think they were teasing that, and then getting into battle world right after that would be dope. So yeah, I am with you. Even if they tie in that moment back all the way, that would be dope. Share some screenshots that haven't been seen in Marvel leaks in Discord. If you want to check them out, I will check them out. Normies and Nerds Discord. Well, if you send them to me in Discord, if you want to drop them in the Normies and Nerds Discord, that'd be cool, because there's not a lot of traffic in there, so I don't have to like look through it a lot while I'm in here. So yeah, if you want to drop that in there, that'd be dope. Damn, I lost who said that. Dark Chaos. And that would be dope. Hey, Jason Strip says the Apocalypse teaser. Can't believe everyone seemingly missed that leak from a trailer. Yeah, no, we haven't missed it. I think it's gonna be touched on. That's what he's doing there, trying to make the whole Apocalypse thing go down. But I think he's gonna be unsuccessful. I think that's why I'm thinking that we could get that fight scene. I think he will be unsuccessful in making Apocalypse's heir. Because just like he did in the comics when it happened, I didn't read these comics. This was explained to me in the video. That in the comics, the Fantastic Four went there and fought Kang the Conqueror, Daniel Renters, before he was able to make that plan come into fruition. And I think that is what these Lokis could be doing, and that these Lokis could do. But I think that they could fail in some form or fashion. That somehow, Kang still comes out on top, and it sets him up to be even badder. Or be even worse for a multiverse of madness. Not multiverse of madness, for Quantum Mania. But why would there be 4 variants of a character in Battle World? I mean, I think they aren't going to use comic lore anymore, but That would dilute all the characters. True, but I think there could just be a place where they go. I think all of these characters just got pruned and put on that place. Maybe that's a place where the TVA knows Nexus events will not go when that happen, right? What's good, Abby Cage and Neo? How's it going, y'all? Good to see y'all in here. Hope y'all are doing well. Felicity says, Kindle will rage if Kang does not show up. I'll be pretty heated. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be pretty heated unless they do a good job. Unless they make it to where it's like makes sense. Just make it make sense. Make it entertaining. Like I said, I think that myself and a lot of other people on YouTube and people in these comments are making Kang show up in this series make sense and making it much more entertaining than what we could get if it's just Miss Minutes. So if they come up with the people who get paid the big bucks to come up with a way to make Miss Minutes the person behind it all and to make it more entertaining than what Kang could be, or at least equal, then I'm fine with it. But it better be entertaining and it better be good. Carl and Abby, they're on the Kang gang. Kang gotta show up, says Abby. Oh, Carl's not on the Kang gang. Carl says, I can't wait for no Kang. I see how it is, Carl. It did get missed. There's just a lot to talk about. Are you calling him Lang on purpose? Lang will have Kang. Yeah, I was about to say, you calling him Lang like back to back, Eric Shaw. That's funny. Yeah, you might be setting yourself up to get Kang boned. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not. I won't, because all this relates to Kang somehow, though, and we'll get in Ant-Man 3. That is facts. They could have picked any judge, but they chose her. Facts again. They could have picked any judge. They could have had anybody be a judge, but they specifically made Ravonna a judge. So this has to be tied in some way. They're gonna leave it there. So you watch Ant-Man to see Kang. That's the thing though. Like that's still that's still like not enough to dangle it out there. Just a TVA is not enough to want you to go watch Ant-Man just to see Kang, right? Like I gotta see Kang. Like I have to see Kang and see what he's worth. Like kind of get more implications of the stakes, and then that could hype up Ant-Man even more. Painting on the wall in Egypt. What's going on, Lord Vito? I was about to say Kang Vito, but what's going on, Lord Vito? How's it going? Renslayer isn't acting like a badass like Kang would. That is facts. I can't wait for the rant if Kang doesn't show up. Yeah, we will be in the final round grounds that whole night, Eric, if Kang does not show up. We will be in the final round grounds that whole night. Yeah. But regardless, we will be here. Okay, we will be here. They could have, but we're getting Kang regardless, so there won't be a boner to me. Facts. Thanks for stopping by, Lord Vito. Daniel Fisher, I think I said what's up to you, bro, but just in case I didn't, I'm pretty sure I've seen you here say enough to say what's up to you, but just wants to say what's up again. All right, let me go ahead and get down here so it's been too long. It was Miss Menace all along. Yeah. All right. Jason Surf says this leak debuted like 5 days ago. I've only seen that reference a few times at the Den of Nerds. What leak? So a Nathaniel Richards / Ramatut Kang is the easiest bet. Okay. I mean, but I think they're setting it up even with that trailer footage that we'll get some form of Ramatut Kang, right? Like I think like regardless, like that Egypt scene is where everything is going to go down. I dropped like way down in my comments. Justice Simone feels like that might be a misdirect, but see, that's the thing. If that is a misdirect, then Disney, then the Marvel is really like effing us up. Like if they do a misdirect as far as a Sphinx, And like, it's cool if it's a misdirect in the trailer, but if you put that and make it a major thing in the series and they're going there, like, bro, that's not cool, Marvel. Like, that is not cool if you're toying with people like that. Isn't Loki destined to lose? I just want to see Mobius get that jet ski, yo. That's what I'm saying. If the Loki loses, if all of these Lokis lose to Kang, I think that'd be even a better ending. Make everybody cry seeing all of these Lokis die. But guess what? Lokis don't die. They just multiply. So then that's why we get Loki season 2. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that could be bonkers. Okay. The Sphinx could be Kang's ship, or it could be a Ramates, or it could be Chronopolis. Ah, man, it could be Chronopolis. Then that really F up my whole listen to TVA theory. My man Vernon Dennis in the building. What's going on, man? He's actually at the crib right now in the other room. He came down. That's my daughter's godfather, and he's in the building in the actual dojo today, and joined in on the stream. What's happening, partner? Would you stream Black Widow spoilers? I would probably do a spoiler few. I would probably stream and what's going on, Chillmonger? I would probably stream half non-spoiler and half spoilers, and leave it at that. I would do stuff to maybe get people excited to go watch it, because right now I'm honestly not that excited to go watch it. Like, because it's the week of, I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about She-Hulk on the week of an MCU movie coming out. Think about that. I'm talking about a show. I'm talking about 2 shows, speculating about them on the week that Black Widow is supposed to come out. Think about that. On the week that the MCU movie is coming out. That's where we're at with Black Widow right now. But regardless, I will come in and talk about it, and it would be spoiler free for like the first maybe 20 minutes. I don't think I could talk 30 minutes without dropping spoilers. I got a big mouth. So I don't think I could do it that long. But yeah, when we talk Black Widow, first half would definitely be spoiler free. Yeah, Mobius definitely seems to be headed to it though. Not sure if you'll be here for that early morning stream. Okay, Felicia, straight. Yeah, I'm just trying to fill it out because I know people on a different time dip about it. Just found out about you guys. So that's what's up, Joshua. Thanks for dropping in, man. Make sure you drop a like and sub to the channel. All right, because like I said, we on the grind of 250. We stream here 4 days a week. Have a good time here, man. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I love seeing new people come into the community, bro. It's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. And by the way, guys, my light might go out at any time right now because the battery was low, so I just have to change that just in case things go dark. That's what's happening. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up. Yeah, everybody make Joshua feel welcome in the dojo. Dental Nerds Discord karaoke is like the first Saturdays of every month. I am associated with the Dental Nerds. I think that's a good way he said it. Like, I am a nerd venger. Amethyst no nerd venger, even though they haven't given me my Amethyst damn badge yet. YouTube, give me my Amethyst badge. God, dog, I joined day one. And they screwing me over. They're screwing me over. Something else that teases Apocalypse is the clock hand during the first episode with all the hands. Oh, I like that. That's what I have a feeling about Loki, because they did say it's contained as its own. The director said the story they're telling will be complete. Be Grissom. What's going on, bro? I just want to say what's up to you again. Hey, we like to get to... Okay, you're talking about going to go see Zola. All right, let me get down here. Battle World sounds like animated series material. Oh, man, that would be dope. I hope he does bring them both on board. Yeah, I hope to get over there too, man. That'd be fun. And that'd be huge for the channel to be 100. Who would have a vested interest in making sure that there is the slimmest chances to see a change of any type of outcome? Facts. And I'll give you a hint. He's the ruler of Limbo where things never change. I'm following Trinity's thread here. Hold on, give me 1 second. If things change in one reality, it might change across all realities. Who increased Wanda's hex power enough for her to be able to have children? Who needed Wanda's help to be an ex? Are these all one question, Trinity? I think you're leading to an answer here, so I'm trying to get with it. I'm trying to get down to the stinger. How many possibilities did Doctor Strange see? Yeah, he did see about 14 million of them. But I think all the answers to your questions, Trinity, is Kang for me. I mean, it could be Shuma, but Shuma will be weak for that to happen. If that's how they want to use Shuma. What you added at Kindle. Immortus, done. Done. Alright. It was one man. It wasn't Kang. Oh, who was it? It was Tony Stark. Are you saying Tony Stark? Are you leading me to another Stark sham, Trinity? Guys, Trinity leading me to another Stark sham. Because if he is... If he's leading me to another Stark sham, I'm walking out of here. Stream over early if he says start. So, in order to... Immortus, okay. I thought you were leaving me... Oh, well... So do we have to refer to Immortus as something different than Kang? And like, that's a real question. Let me know. Like, it's like a comic book thing. Like, do we have to refer to Immortus as a different version than Kang? Because I haven't really read a lot of Kang comics. So if that's something that we'd have to do is like say call him Immortus and call him Kang, and then you have Nathaniel Richards. That makes sense. What's going on, XR Cool Man? How's it going? You did boner me. You boned me a lot. Pause. Nikki, what's poppin'? How's it going? I know Immortus is Kang, but like he's saying it like it's different. So like I definitely know Mortis is like a version of Kang. But I'm saying, do I have to refer? Was I wrong for saying Kang? Was I wrong for saying Kang? Because I didn't say Immortus himself. Okay, so he did split himself from Immortus at one point. Okay. Cool. Immortus is the greatest of Kangs. Yes, okay, I take that as a yes, I was wrong. Okay. I take that school in Trinity. I take that lesson in the dojo. Trinity just came into the dojo and beat up the sensei. Trinity just came into the dojo and beat up the sensei. Alright, so let me get into the next topic here, and that is talking about She-Hulk. I'm not going to spend too much longer here because we're not going to be in the dojo that long tonight. Maybe about, we usually go like an hour 45. We might go like an hour and 15 tonight. Your boy got to work from 9:30 tomorrow until 11. So it's going to be a long ass day. 11 at night, by the way. So let's see here. The She-Hulk. So, talking about She-Hulk, and if you just hopping in, make sure you drop a like and sub to the channel. And yeah, we're on the grind to 250 subs. So talking about She-Hulk, the news is heating up with She-Hulk. We're starting to get some more casting things going on about She-Hulk and folks coming into the series. Now, we got news. First off, we know that Tatiana is coming. Titania. I typed it up as Tatiana in my notes, so excuse me, guys. Tatiana Maslany is the actress, though. But Titania is going to be coming into the She-Hulk series. I just lost my train of thought by looking at Tatiana this whole time. But Titania is coming into the She-Hulk series. And then also Abomination is confirmed to be in the She-Hulk series. People are speculating that we'll see Red Hulk. There's rumors that you get Scar, what's his name? Scar, from Scar coming into She-Hulk, that is Bruce Banner's son. And now there's rumors of the Wrecking Crew, which honestly I am not hip to them at all about who the Wrecking Crew are. But what I am hip to is that they're a crew that can F shit up, and that this could be leading to something crazy. And I got enough information just to make some basic ass theories off of this before I really start diving into some comic stuff. I think that's what how I figured out I want to do this stuff. Is that ahead of these series coming out, I'm going to be diving into the comics and learning as much as I can by reading the comics, and then before like just looking on YouTube stuff, because lately I've been reading the comics that I like and that I'm gravitating to, and that it's been more like Black Panther comics that I've been reading, that I just wanted to finish up. But now like I'm kind of shifting into like reading comics that are based on like Disney Plus things that are going to be coming out. So I want to read more about She-Hulk and some of these characters that are going to be coming in. But long story short, what we could be heading to is some wild ass shit happening in She-Hulk. Now, from what this report says online, that the Wrecking Crew coming in, and that's like a rumor that I read on the Direct that came from someone who doesn't work for the Direct. I know that's confusing. But this comes in from, damn, I actually lost my place. Yeah, I am not going to be able to tell you where this comes in from because I lost my article somehow. This is some bullshit. Sorry, guys. But basically, sorry to whoever wrote this. I would have Dr. Dre as part of the Wrecking Crew. Nah, but like, so what we're hearing is that this series is supposed to be a like 30-minute comedy type of court series, right? That could be cool. That could be a cool way for them to move it forward. But at the end of the day, I want to see some shit go down. And I think we're heading there, right? I think we're heading there for She-Hulk to be absolutely bombastic. For She-Hulk to really set the stage with damage. Now, I'm not talking about like massive impact on the MCU. When it comes to Hulk's characters, I think that we could be going in this certain direction. So here's my theory that I have right now, and it's a very preliminary theory, but I want you guys, I'm going to keep this in my notes, and I want you guys to keep this on tab when we get She-Hulk later on in the year. Kind of have me with a theory scorecard, if you will, right? So, She-Hulk coming onto the scene, Jennifer Walters coming onto the scene. I just say Jennifer Walters. Yeah, that's right. Have her coming onto the scene and becoming She-Hulk. And it's sending a lot of ripples throughout the MCU, right? So it could be one of those things where it brings out something that awakens like Abomination to want to come forward and take her on. It seems like it can set up ways for the Red Hulk to try to come in and manipulate her. So these court cases that she could be working, I'm not sure. She could just be working some wonky. I think the court cases that she could even be working could be somehow like vaguely related to the main story at the beginning, but like you start to see a recurring thing in these court cases that make them a huge part of the plot that is going on, and that when you rip the band-aid off, it's like, oh shit, this is what's going on. But honestly, like I think we're setting up here to get a lot of powerful people in here against Hulk and She-Hulk. Gonna have Abomination. I think you're gonna have Red Hulk, and with the Wrecking Crew coming in, I think it can set up a lot of ways to make some very bombastic fights. Now, Hulk is my favorite MCU character in the MCU. And nothing hurts me more than when I rewatch Endgame, than when I rewatch Infinity War and seeing how Thanos effed up the Hulk. That hurts me, but it can be explained, okay? Like, if you want to talk about the Hulk getting beat up and getting knocked out, you can't be angry when you're knocked out. Because Hulk thought he was winning, right? So Hulk thought he was winning, and Hulk thought he was going up, and then Thanos knocks him out, and he can't get angrier, and then he's gone. That's fine. My issue is Hulk not coming back out, and Hulk not getting a rematch with Thanos, even in Endgame. Even in Endgame, Hulk could have got a rematch for Thanos. But where I'm getting at here is that I think that I want to see Savage Hulk back. Whatever you do, give me some Savage Hulk. Bring him back. Now, here's the thing. Is Professor Hulk strong enough to defeat Abomination in all of his glory right now? Is he? So, like, here's the teams that you got coming up against you. You got the Red Hulk. You got Abomination. You got Titania, who I think is going to be the main villain against Tatiana Maslany against She-Hulk. And then you have the Wrecking Crew. So there's enough villains to really have, like Chillmonger said, I'm most interested in Banner, myself as well. I'm most interested to see what they do with Banner here. You have things to set up to where, like, there is not enough power for Professor Hulk and for Jennifer Walters to be able to take down, especially Abomination, and how badass he's looking right now. Like, I don't even know how Abomination's not going to win that tournament. I got to see how Abomination does not win that damn tournament for the 10 rings in Shang-Chi. So, where does Smart Hulk come in here? Like, you know, where does Smart Hulk show up, right? I'm thinking, and this is just like I said, I don't have a lot of meat and potatoes to this theory, but one thing that I think can be really cool to set up, because like I said, we're getting Scar coming in here, Bruce Banner's son. That's how you pronounce his name, right? It's Scar, right? Because he's from Sakaar, but his name is Scar from Sakaar. But look, you have Scar coming in at the tail end of the series, if you ask me. But there's just going to be a lot of action going on between these big people. If you're looking at this correctly here, you could have She-Hulk, Scar, and Hulk all going against Red Hulk, Abomination, and the Wrecking Crew in Titania. So I'm thinking that Earth is getting effed up, and honestly, like, wherever they're fighting, they're getting effed up. And I honestly even think even furthermore that Bruce Banner, Professor Hulk, get beat up. Come on, like, I want to see Professor Hulk get beat up to bring out Savage Hulk, or to bring out World Breaker Hulk, to bring out that Hulk to really inflict damage on the area around them. To really make the world fear the Hulks. To really make a group come together and determine, okay, this isn't working enough. We got to figure out something to do with Hulk. Can I change this? I don't like the Zatarans trumpet going on, saxophone going on in the background. So the music changed to sex and chill hip hop music. Cool. You see where I'm going, Darth Chaos. World War Hulk. I want to get to Planet Hulk first. I think that Scar could be taking us. At the end of the day, we could be going through this whole thing to where Hulk, in this battle that goes on with She-Hulk, F's up the entire planet in some way. Not the entire planet, but it just F's up everything around the fight in such a way that the Earth says we don't want Hulk anymore. Like, we cannot have a Hulk here anymore. And they try to determine, well, what can we do with him? What in the hell can we do with this Hulk then? And the best answer is that, well, you do have a son that just came from this planet called Sakaar. And Sakaar could really be in need of some it could be in desperate need of some leadership. I hope you guys caught that reference. That Sakaar could be in desperate need of some leadership, as somebody named Loki would tell some folks on the revolution of Sakaar. leading to Hulk coming back to Sakaar. Maybe a little voluntarily. Depends on how smart this Hulk is, right? If we get a bit of Savage Hulk to come out, like I think like a World Breaker Hulk would be a good way to go. And to like have that type of Hulk there to where he is a bit smarter. Like he's a bit smarter than what he was on Ragnarok, but like he is not Bruce. Like it's a little bit of Bruce's brains, but more of Hulk running the show. So right now it seems to be like 50-50 Hulk and Banner. But I think like after this they can maybe go like 30-80, 20-80 Hulk and Banner, right? Banner and Hulk. So I would like to see that come into fruition, and for whatever goes down in She-Hulk to be the spark that sends them out back to Sakaar, that leads to a Planet Hulk situation, and that to me would be a dope setup and some good way to get redemption to Hulk. Now, do I want to see a World War Hulk? I'm not sure. Math, Kendall, leave me alone for listening. Leave me alone. I'm a comm major. I'm a communications major. That's right. That's why I'm only about 90. I got 90 more subs to go. That's how good my math is. Why She-Hulk will be OP. I think She-Hulk will be pretty powerful. But I think Hulk will come back to overpowering She-Hulk in a way. But yeah, She-Hulk I think will be pretty OP, especially for the stature that she may have. I don't think she's going to be built like Hulk. But yeah, this is where my head is at. I think that the series could very much set up and lead up to Hulk being banned. How do you put it? What's the word? Being exiled from Earth, being sent to Sakaar. And it won't be like it is. I remember watching the animated Planet Hulk series. It won't be like that where he's sent out in the Quinjet and you got the Illuminati there. But I do think it'd be some form of the Illuminati. And Doctor Strange does something as simple as opens a portal and drops the Hulk and Jennifer Walters and Scar into Sakaar. Now here's the thing. I said Jennifer Walters, but she doesn't have to go. Because Jennifer Walters could be viewed as an asset because she is smart. She has her whole head there. She could be viewed as an asset. But I would be fine either or if you send her to Sakaar. And there maybe even the season 2 of She-Hulk could be just Planet Hulk. That could be a possibility. I don't know. That's very far out speculation. But that's where my mind took me off of these leaks. Is like the more they're adding in, to this rumor, is that the more that they're adding in with the villains, the more it seems like destruction will come around. And with destruction comes more of this Hulk discussion and what to do with him, keeping him on the planet, sending him off the planet. What do you do with the Hulk? So that is what I am extremely, extremely hyped for She-Hulk. She-Hulk could end up being one of those series, man. I think when WandaVision was on, people weren't expecting WandaVision to be as good as it was when we were watching it, to be speculating and all that stuff. But I think that She-Hulk could be one of those series that ends up being like, yo. Because you could have a whole series of just some wild shit happening. Like a lot of destruction and all that shit happening. So you can have like a whole series of all that happening leading up to a Hulk having to be expelled. To be exiled, right? So I am definitely down with that there. So look, let me go ahead and get into the comments. If there's anything else you want to talk about, let me know. I did see the Spider-Man stuff, but to be real, I think we're good on the Spider-Man stuff for now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel the need to go in and talk about all the Spider-Man, like the toy leaks and all that stuff going on. At this point, it's gonna take something a lot more juicy. Like I'm pretty much dead set that we'll see Tom Holland meet up with Tobey Garfield. Tobey Garfield. This Tobey Garfield. These names. Look, I'm struggling with these names right now. Is it Andrew Garfield or Tobey Garfield? I am fucking up. Toby and Andrew. I'll leave it there. Because right now I'm blanking on Amazing Spider-Man's name. Somebody help me out, because I'm really struggling right now. Here they come. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Nobody had to put that in there. I'm definitely thinking we're seeing Tom Holland matching up with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Look, you guys are going to leave the chat on me right now. I understand if you do, because I really just blanked on that. Regardless, like, I don't know. I don't think we got to get into Spider-Man news. Thank you, Felicity. I just saw that pop up. I knew y'all were going to come in here and help me. But yeah, it was struggling. I was struggling with it. But yeah, let's see here. Let's look. Let me go ahead and scroll through some of these commentos, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all for dropping in tonight. Let's see here. Geeky Gambit says, bruh, MCU better do multiple kings. Why wouldn't they? Right? Like, they at this point, you might as well. You're doing multiple Lokis. So I expect to see multiple kings. And even if they do multiple kings in Ant-Man Quantumania, and they do multiple kings, I think that's a proper payoff. MCU refused kings as big bad. I don't know though, Carl. Like, I think that's what makes Kang so big bad, right? Yeah, Trinity says no need for multiple Kangs. They're showing Loki the calamity it will cause. They're showing with Loki the calamity it will cause. I got it. I guess that could be true too. I'm saying only Immortus and Loki. But we're definitely at some point at least getting an Iron Lad at some point. I feel you there. Felicity says Tatiana Maslany is the only reason I'm interested in watching She-Hulk. You know what? I have not seen anything that Tatiana Maslany is in, but she looks cool. And if Felicity is saying she's dope, I'm taking Felicity's word for it. Not just because she has a wrench beside her name. Dark Chaos says She-Hulk is shaping up to be dope. You are right about that, bro. Like, it is shaping up to be a doozy. I cannot effing wait for She-Hulk to get out here and get started. Second Street Marvel says, I hope, oh yeah, he's already touched on that. The Trinity says he hopes that Dr. Dre is part of the Wrecking Crew. That would be hilarious. I swear, they go the World War She-Hulk. I think that's what you mean by WWSH route. I would be so mad. Yeah, it did come from Lizzie Hill. Thank you, XR Coon. She-Hulk is going to be so interesting. Woke doesn't work as well as Wokey, dang it. I need to come up with a new name when they screw her up. She-Hulk was dope till, what is that? The World War She-Hulk? Is that what you're referring to? I don't know what WWSH is. XR Coon. Yeah, man, like, it's cool, like, dude, it's cool, man. XR Coon, it's okay. Like, you can have these women characters as long as it makes sense. Like, and if, like, how does that not make sense? How does Wokey not, like, female Loki makes sense to me? It's variant. Like, come on, dude. Like, this stuff makes sense, and it's not honestly that bad. You still got a bunch of your male characters that you can watch, bro. Hulk will still be in there. Dark Chaos says, no way Abomination would eat Smart Hulk. Oh, you don't think Abomination can take Smart Hulk? Okay, I see you there. Let's hear. Hulk has been punked. It's over for him. Beat by Thanos and Thor. You're right, Carl. You're right, but if they power him back up, I'm here with it. Power him back up. I don't care. Bring him back around. Do something. Well, they can do a live action Planet Hulk now that they have the rights back. Do they really have the rights back? That's the big question. I won't believe it until we see a movie. But we do know that they have streaming rights, that they can make a stream, make something on streaming services. So if it comes in a series, I'm cool with that as well. S.R. Kuhn says Marvel is suffering from the power hikes. Everyone keeps getting more powerful. Yeah, like, I do agree. Like, they have done a lot of powering down and powering up. Like, for Loki going from being someone who caused problems for the Avengers to being, even though I know he had a scepter or what have you, to being someone who has to wrestle two humans down the hallway in the TVA. I have issues there. To being someone who gets thrown around by someone who is human. Get his ass kicked by humans as well. She-Hulk gets taken in by the TVA in the comics, but I doubt the MCU will go there. I do too. Let's see here. No one likes Toby anyway. Let's be real. Toby Garfield isn't the Spider-Man we wanted, but the Spider-Man we needed. I don't know, man. Like, I really love Tom Holland. I don't think Tom Holland is the one that you wanted, but the one we needed, man. Like, I love his quippiness. Yeah, the Tony Stark stuff could be a little bit too much, but there's still the personality of Spider-Man is there. You still show the ingenuity. They didn't show it on camera, but the web slinger stuff, that's him. The ingenuity that he has is there. Now he just has a play box, a toy box to play with Stark. I don't mind all three, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped as well. Look, I'm hyped to get all three in there. JD, what's going on, man? Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Good to have you in here. He says, if this ends up being Loki versus Kang finale, I wonder how Loki will even stand his ground facing the new Thanos at the MCU. I love that comment, JD. That's where I'm at, bro. Like, I would like it if Loki loses. If Loki loses, to set up Kang even more, and like, it doesn't even have to be close, bro. It doesn't even have to be close. Loki get just screwed over. Everything could come to an end. And that's the thing. Loki can live. You find a way to establish Loki as a Nexus being. Loki can live to have a season 2. Somehow, some way. Maybe even sets in a fail-proof plan to where Loki continues to live. Yes, World War She-Hulk. It's where they screwed her character up. Oh dang, I haven't even heard of World War She-Hulk, to be 100 with you. Now, I mean, he will. Smart Hulk doesn't stand a chance, right? Smart Hulk doesn't stand a chance against Abomination. So unlock it. Unlock it. Alright, here we go with that Shakun. It says, it's just lazy and uncreative to tokenize an established character when you can make an interesting original ones. I don't care that it is a woman or a minority. It's just that those are always the characters that they are the least creative with. I don't know. I think Black Panther is pretty creative, and I do like Falcon. I do like Falcon. I do like War Machine. I do like the entire nation of Wakanda. Storm is pretty creative. I don't know, X-Raccoon. I don't know. And like I said, like, if you're changing, you still have your main ones. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, would you have been happier if Loki, like, do you see what's happening in Loki, X-Raccoon? I'm not going to try to go in on you here, bro. But do you see what is happening in Loki, man? Do you see what's happening? Female Loki is falling in love with female Loki. Like, they're having a relationship here. So, judging from the things I've seen from you, bro, I'm not sure if you would have been too happy if Loki would have been falling in love with another male Loki. So answer that question for me there, bro. It's just, you still are getting your male counterparts. But as a man with a daughter and someone who loves women, bring in these other characters, bro. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, to be honest, there's not many more original things that you can really do that can really be that great, if you ask me. Like, if you can build that success, why would you want to waste your time building something original when you can make things work in the comic sense and you can change things up? And even though you like I said, you still have your Hulk. And I think Hulk is going to come out and overshadow She-Hulk eventually. You still have your main Lokis. We got 4 variant Lokis that are men and 1 female Loki. I don't see you saying anything about Alligator Loki. I didn't see you saying anything about Richard Grant Loki. I didn't even see you say anything about Kid Loki, but you're saying something about female Loki and Homeboy Loki over there. So it's just things in there like, bro, like it's good, bro. Like everybody still has their own folks, man. Like you don't have to bash it, bro. You don't have to bash it, man. But I get your opinion. I get where you're trying to come from, but I just don't see it, bro. I just do not see it, man. Geeky Gambit says Holland is my favorite, no doubt. I meant we need them to show up at this point. They're like, it's like at this point, it's like going so far with leaks and theories and speculation. At this point, I'm gonna flip. They don't, says Geeky Gambit. I'm with you, bro. I'm gonna flip shit if they don't show up, man. Because like we're leading down the road. I think things are gonna be set at the Loki that we can see these variants pop up, bro. And with these variants, I do mean folks from other universes. That we're gonna realize that maybe even these other universes where people are coming from are failed MCU universes. Sorry, Sony, but your universe was failed. The universe that won, the sacred timeline, the MCU, is the one that won the original Battle Wars. So that's the timeline that got to stick around, right? So your Fox X-Men universe lost in that Doom world, in that Battle World situation.
We have to be careful.
Your Blade universe with Wesley Snipes lost in that situation. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. All right, whatever, bro. Look, we are about to get on out of here, man. I am elated and glad to have all of you guys in here. Again, we are on the ground to 250 subs, so make sure you drop a like and sub to the channel and share it out with your friends. We love having you folks in here talking this good old nerdy stuff here in the dojo, where we're really trying to build these folks up. We're really trying to bring in normies, people who are new to watching. Look, the beautiful thing that I think I've been seeing at least Disney do, and like, let me know anybody with kids. Let me know if anybody with kids like agrees. But like, it feels like they're really trying to push superhero stuff on kids, and like, I don't know. I feel like it can lead them more into being more into this nerdy culture, and like that makes me excited. Like, my daughter can name off so many superheroes, bro, that is wild. And she's 3. And it's like, I'm not even putting her in front of a television and making her watch MCU stuff yet, because she's 3. Like, I'm not trying to do that yet. But she does that, like, and she can name them all. And it's not even MCU stuff. Like, it's like she can be like Owlette from PJ Masks and like have me be one of those superheroes. She watches like the Miraculous Ladybug. Like, she likes the action in that, which actually that show is actually pretty cool. That comes on early mornings on Disney. So it's like the things that they're doing with these little kids. Like, I know that it's been kind of pushed out to us when we were watching like the animated series, like on Saturday mornings and stuff. But to see that come around with kids again and to see them building there is great, and I love it. But yeah, I am Sensei Master Kunch. And thank you to you all for joining in. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I cannot say that enough. And check this out. And look, if you did miss something, if you came in late, I will be putting on timestamps in the comments in a few minutes here, so you guys can see what we were talking about and just fast forward to that point. But yeah, it's a good time to be a nerd, and I think it will be for a long time here. So, as I always say, I am your Normie Sensei Master Kunch, here with Normies to Nerds. So go watch something nerdy, whether it's DC. Shit, fuck. What am I saying? What am I saying? Fuck DC. Like, I'm playing. But look, go watch something nerdy, whether it's MCU, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Netflix. Go watch something nerdy, share it with a friend, turn them into normies, and bring them here, and we'll whip them into shape and make them into nerds. I am your Normie Sensei Master Kunch. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when we're streaming. Right now, planning to stream at like 1 o'clock, and then planning to stream at 11 on Wednesday. So I will see you guys then. Much love, peace out, and FWB. Oh, my man Sheev the Wise is over there streaming on Vader's Lair right now. Go over there and holler at my man Sheev the Wise and tell him Normies, the Nerds, Master Cunt sent you over there. Again, my man Sheev the Wise is going over there and Normies the Nerd, over there at Vader's Lair. Make sure you go over there and holler at him as well. Yeah, Mike, I just saw your comment. I don't know. I think my comments are delayed a bit. Your comment just popped in there. But yes, Sheev is going. Go holler at him over there at Sheev the Wise. It's alright if Felicity, if you're still in here, if you won't, I mean, there ain't no pressure. Ain't nothing. But if anybody got the link, you just go ahead and post it. What you wanna drink? What you wanna smoke? Baby, you got what you wanna be on. You can start with me on the east side too easy. Hey, much love to the folks. Let's clap it up. We're 2 more closer to our goal. That's what I love to see. We got 2 new subs in here from today's stream. Much love to the growing community. I love you all, man. This is dope. You know, always be dope. Nothing. Hey, nowhere to go but up. I mean, we could go down. We could definitely go down. But with you guys in here, there's nowhere to go but up. Before I end the stream, if you in here and you ain't hit like already, what you doing? Hit like and hit on over there to Sheev the Wise's channel. I'm actually, now that I'm in here, there's a place in the chat. I'll drop it in here. I'm pretty sure everybody that's still in here got access to Sheev the Wise's channel. But you know what? I'll do him a favor. Not that my man needs favors from me. That man's going up. Oh, Felicity beat me to it. Hey, Felicity, I see you, girl. Then we got 2 different stream times. One of those will make it over there. Go holler at him. We are out. Much love, y'all. Peace.